welcome to the stage Claudia and Pedro.
Hi, Claudia.
Thank you so much.
Well, good afternoon. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So simple and so powerful. These are the principles on which our government and our identity as Americans are based. For me, it's the ultimate vision statement, the promise of America. And as we think about that simple statement, and we think about the people who created that vision statement, the time it took them, the debates over each word, and the importance of the impact of each word, we know a few things. We know that they knew that they were creating something different, that they wanted it to be special, that it was going to be a country not of one but of many different religions. We know that at the time they wrote that, they didn't mean women, people of color, but yet that vision statement is the ultimate vision statement because it encaptures the spirit of what we know was meant to be with this country. And as we think about the power of those words, and we think about the framework of our government, our Constitution, our three branches, once you set that framework aside, it really starts with community. And as we think about the definition of community, one definition is the feeling of fellowship as a result of common attitudes, beliefs, and values, which for me is all connected to that ultimate vision statement. So let's think about that. When they wrote that, they didn't mean women, they didn't mean people of color. And we have, for more than 240 years, like any vision statement that is aspirational, been trying to live to that ideal. And along the way, we've made much progress, and we've also made many mistakes. But in each of those cycles, we go back to that simple, powerful statement, that vision. And what we know as well is that it's not just about the framework. It's not about the laws, the pieces of paper. Everything that we have achieved and continue to achieve and will achieve is because it starts with that fellowship of community, of shared attitudes, beliefs, and values. And so we come together with each new idea. And whether that represents itself as how do we create more economic opportunity for our families, or whether that comes in the form of how do we make sure that we've got sufficient social safety nets, it starts with the community. And so for each of us, when we think about what that means for us, we look at it and we say, what's my role when I think about that vision statement? How am I going to live up to that ideal? Every day, every week, every month. And for each of us, it manifests itself differently, as it should, and that's the beauty of that vision statement and how we bring it to life. For me, as a proud first-generation immigrant, it holds special significance because my parents chose to come to this country for that economic opportunity. They chose to stay in this country for the educational and economic opportunity they knew that we wouldn't have as kids if we went back to Mexico. It was the community who embraced us, helped us, supported us, and helped us be successful over time. And now, as I think about our lives, my brother who spent his career in the military serving his country, I who spent 13 years in state government serving the state of Oklahoma, and now with Sonic, I don't think it's a coincidence that we ended up serving our country in different ways. The question for all of us is whether or not you formally serve your country. We all do. There are countries that have constitutions, that have beautiful words of inclusivity, that have great ideals, but that's not enough. The beauty and success of our country is the commitment each of us makes every day to adhere to those ideals and follow through with that commitment as individuals and as a community. And as we think about all the great progress that we've made, it started with community. It was done by a group of individuals coming together with an idea on how to improve, how to challenge, how to create more opportunities for others. So as we think about what you do today, what I do today, and what we do going forward, I always ask ourselves, are we living up to that ideal, and how do we do that? What are the small ways? What are the big ways? One of the ways I do that is I try whenever possible to ask people what their unique American story is. Because whether you've been in this country for 200 years, 5 years, we all have a unique American story. With very few exceptions, most of us are not native to this land. And it's in the telling of each of those unique American stories that we learn that we have much more in common than we have differences. It's in telling those stories that we can celebrate who we are as Americans. And it's in learning about each other's pasts that we can identify what are the ways we still need to challenge each other to continue to build a better country. I truly believe this is the best country on this planet. And it starts with that vision statement, but it's just a start. The ultimate reason that this is, in my opinion, the best country on this planet is because every person wakes up every day committed to living that ideal, respecting our laws, challenging them in a constructive and peaceful way so that we can continue to grow and become the aspirational vision statement that we want to be. So as you look around yourselves, ask yourselves, what do I really know about my family and its roots? Do I know my friends' unique American stories? Do I know my colleagues' unique American stories? What can I learn from them? What does that tell me about our past and where we can go in the future. That's a small way. And then, to a larger scale, as we celebrate who we are as Americans, how do we make sure that we continue to engage and challenge each other in having difficult conversations, but necessary conversations, so that we can continue to be the best? So as you leave here today, my challenge to you is reach out to someone. Get to know their unique American story. Think to yourself, have I shared my unique American story? And know that it's important. It's a fundamental part of who we are as Americans and achieving our vision statement. And finally, as we all seek to live and work together, provide for our families, what are you doing to help achieve that vision statement? Because at the end of the day, what I would tell you, it's about impact and connection with each other and building bridges and not walls. Thank you.